CONTRA-TIEMPO means against time, directly translated, but really means the offbeat. It's the idea of the beat that exists in between the two beats, existing in the liminal, that in-between space where the real flavor is, so I love that our company represents truly an incredibly diverse array of the different kinds of Black and brown people that come from the United States of America. Every single one of us as dancers comes from those places of in-between.
Esta clase fue bien importante porque mi mamá nació en Guayaquil. So para empezar, el tour de nosotros aquí en Guayaquil no sé, no hay palabras para decir cómo me siento estar aquí. Pienso que me está dando gustos. Y como siempre ustedes van a estar parte de mi historia y mi vida y quién yo soy. So gracias por eso.
For him, being able to come home in many ways to, his patria, to actually be able to visit the place where his ancestors were born and his mother grew up, and be able to give back in this way has just been so incredibly moving, and has reminded me a lot of my own experience in going back to Cuba.
We had a day off and I got a chance to spend with my family, and I got a chance to see my grandmother and part of my family who I haven't seen for 15 plus years. And then we got a chance to go to Quito where my mother was raised, and that to me was the turning point, I think, in my discovery of my identity. We were at the Instituto de Danza Superior, and they gave us a gift by performing La Danza Nacional, the national dance. This was the first time my identity was presented to me. I found out what it meant to be Ecuadorian.
And when we talk about communicating a message, what they communicate is really their culture, who they are and their roles and their history through their dance. And that's still something that's very present day.
Traditional and contemporary are really hand in hand, and I felt that in that moment, sitting there, seeing these young people embody the dances of their ancestors and giving it as a gift.
They were sharing a story about the men of the community, having these drinking problems and getting drunk, and then the women picking up the pieces and embracing and taking them home. And I thought, wow, we think that we're so separate in the world. We forget sometimes that we're all human beings. So we all have these struggles, the struggles of human, the obstacles of humans, with just different faces and different cultures.
I saw into their eyes and I saw their smiles, and I smiled myself and said, that's why I dance as well. We have something in common. Without even speaking to each other, we have something in common. And that is powerful.
We are possibly the first interaction that these young women have had with women from the United States, and it makes me so happy that this is what they're getting to see. That it's not the women on TV, it's not the one in the magazines, it's not the ones that I'm always bombarded with in my face of this is what a woman is.
To represent the United States and to be a tool of communication felt like a really big task. And then to get here and to see that what we do is the job. We bring people together and inspire them to express and sort of be their best selves, at least for that moment in time.
Theater was very intimate, and everybody at the workshops was there with their parents to see our work.
Their energy from the beginning, we felt. I think it was an hour before the show, and the theater was already full of people waiting.
And it was a chance for us to show them a voice from Americans that they probably don't hear all the time.
Bienvenidos a todos del Instituto de Danza aquí a este excelente espectáculo.
Esta historia será el nacimiento de todos los sueños en este cuarto. Esta historia ya ha comenzado.
expressions on the faces of these kids watching and interacting with CONTRA-TIEMPO was really wonderful for me as U.S. ambassador, because this strengthens ties between Ecuador and the United States.
There was one little boy that was in our workshop at El Instituto de Danza.
He was the only boy in the classroom, but he just gave so much flavor and love. I mean, he was not shy at all. He was just like, I'm going to be in the front.
¿Qué te gusta bailar? Porque el ballet es una carrera que puedo seguir adelante, que no me importa si me digan niña, yo sigo.
Así es, que no te importe. Tú eres genial y eres auténtico. Y eso es lo mejor de ti, que nadie nunca te haga sentir que eres menos, ¿ok? Brillas.
I said, you are a dancer. And he said, yes, I am. And I said, and what are you going to do if someone says you can't dance? And that is when he finally lifted his head up off my shoulder and was like, I'm not going to pay attention to that. And then he put his head back onto my shoulder and continued squeezing.
And at the end, he came up to me and he said, thank you, because you are an example that dreams can come true. And then he said, thank you for representing Ecuador. And for me, those words will forever remain in my heart.
Siempre baila con esto. Yeah.
Muy lindo. And I think the beauty of this program is that it's not about power. It's not about us being more powerful or more strong or more beautiful or more this or more American or whatever. It's about us sharing who we are and really receiving and hearing who they are. And that is the dance of diplomacy that we're engaging in.
And I think maybe the expectation was like to understand a different culture and for us to share our differences with you and you share your differences with us. And what we're finding and what we're unpeeling is our sameness.
Que me mostró que somos iguales, que no necesitamos hablar el mismo idioma, que podemos llegar a los mismos sitios, los norteamericanos y los sudamericanos, que somos completamente iguales y que no hay fronteras. Eso me mostró CONTRA-TIEMPO.